Today is April 27th, 2026. Last episode, we talked about a music challenge where you have to listen to an entire album without doing anything else. So you throw it on, listen to the music, get lost, experience life like you used to when you were younger. Did you do it?
I did. I did. Did you do it?
I did not, but I did something, and I'm very excited for it. And I will talk about that after you go.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I proper did it. I actually did it twice because it's been like a month since we last were on. So I I was in the middle of moving, but I made time. I was like, this is important. I had missed it the week before, so this is actually like a rerun of the same challenge because I already messed it up once. So I made the time. I sat down. I listened to a John Adams album. It's been a few weeks, so I forget the name.
John
Quick Ride
Adams
in a
album.
Fast Machine, I think. Quick Ride in a Fast Machine, maybe. Anyway, sat down, listened to it, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I did it. I'm being still. I'm not using my phone. I'm sitting outside, just kind of watching the sunset and listening to this thing. I'm just,
Did
I'm
you
just.
have
Yes, I
did you
did.
have headphones on? Okay.
Yeah, I would love to be a rich person with a listening room and a nice, like, amazing hi-fi system where there's one chair in the center of the floor and nothing else. But I haven't gotten there in life yet. But that is one of. There's not a lot of reasons why I want to be rich, but that is one of them. Anyway, no, just me, headphones on, outside. So I'm all set up, ready to go. And I'm like, okay, here comes the amazing experience. I'm gonna be so lost and taken away, and it's gonna open my eyes again and reconnect me with life and the world and music and everything. And it did not at all. I actually didn't like the album at all. It was like it's a great album. John Adams is a great composer, but it's really just not my style. It's like a fanfare. It's this kind of bright orchestral bouncy thing, and it's fun, but that was it. Just super not my thing. So I walked away from that feeling. I mean, at the time, I wasn't thinking, "Oh, that's just not my thing." I was thinking, "I have to change the way I think about myself. I can't connect with music anymore, and whatever." And it like made me really bummed.
Okay.
So I kind of came to my senses the next week because we weren't able to do the podcast. So I'm like, all right, look, have another chance. Let's try this again. So after we'd moved in here, which uh, we have a nice like rooftop lounge area just across the hall. So it's this nice like outdoor thing up high. You can see the city lights. So at night, I was a little bit more purposeful in choosing an album. So I listened to The Love It Took to Leave You by Colin Stetson, which is a long album. It's like an hour 20 or something. And this was at night with the lights in the city, and it's just like a little bit cold and windy, and it's just me out there for almost an hour and a half. And it hit. This was it. I fully connected and remembered what it is I loved about music, and highly recommend the album. Probably not for everybody, but for me, it was just perfect. I would describe it like if Philip Glass wrote the Dune soundtrack, which, if that's interesting to anybody, you should check it out. It was really great. So anyway, that
What
was
was,
it. That totally hit.
what was the name again? Say the name.
Colin Stetson is the artist, and the album was "The Love It Took to Leave You."
Okay. And so lessons learned in this.
Uh, Two lessons, I think. One, take the time. I would not have done this if we hadn't laid it out as a challenge and said, I'm going to do this. And it even took sort of 3 attempts because I didn't do it the first week. So you have to make the time. And then having the expectations was part of the mistake. I was just expecting something to happen for that first album. It didn't. And then it got me all kind of wishy washy about it, which is stupid in retrospect. But at the time, it's like, oh, music is hollow to me now. I'm dead inside, but no, it's fine. I'm good. So don't overthink it, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Okay. And the second one?
That was the second one. Don't overthink it
Oh,
and take the time. My
okay.
two lessons. You said you did a
So
thing that was interesting. What was that?
hold on. You did this how long ago? And have you done it again?
This was a couple weeks ago, and no, I have not.
Okay. So it's not boding well for the
Yeah.
future. Okay, so, me, just like everybody, I listen to a lot of music.
Hmm.
I I always have my headphones in. I'm listening to music all the time. I'm listening to music when I'm driving. I listen to it on my runs when I I listen to a lot of music, but I do
Right.
not often or really ever anymore sit down and listen to a whole album. And I kept thinking about it, thinking, "Oh, I should sit down and do the challenge that we ushered out to everybody." And it didn't feel right to sit down with my phone and play it through my, AirPods or play it through my headphones or whatever.
Yeah, fair.
A couple years ago, I broke my vinyl player, my record player, and I've been meaning to get another one, and I just haven't. So, my vinyls have been unplayed in years. And so I ordered one, and it was supposed to come in a little while ago, but it just came in today. I haven't even set
Cool.
it up yet. I have not even had time to set it up yet, but I've been really excited about this. I ordered I have plenty of albums to listen to, but I ordered a Leonard Cohen album to kind of accompany the arrival of the record player. It did not come in, but I'll choose something else. But anyway, I'm I'm really looking forward to just sitting down back against the bookshelf, you know, record player playing with a little scratch sound
Yeah, yeah.
and just really enjoying that. So haven't done it yet. I do not get points for the challenge, but it it reminded me to cherish music. And I feel like I've actually been listening to music more intensely since we've started talking about this, even though I haven't sat down actually officially done the challenge. I've been listening to music, doing deeper dives on stuff I used to listen to, and just kind of really getting into it a bit more. And so that's been nice.
All right. It is super cool that you ordered a new record player. You're claiming that it came in just today. So
It's
fine.
literally like in the box.
Okay. All
It
right.
just showed up.
Just we'll give you one more pass, but if this hasn't happened by next week, then it's you're
The
getting
podcast is over. Yeah.
two thumbs. Yeah. The podcast is over.
But before everyone judges me, I would really love to hear just how many people did it or did not do it.
It is terrifying to me, not to twist this into something negative, but it is insane how difficult it was to do something that was not a thing you talked about or thought about before. It really bums me out if we're kind of taking the glass half empty angle. But
Yeah, it's sad that something so beautiful and wonderful is so hard to make yourself do. Because it's easy to sit and doom scroll for an hour and a half.
yeah, yeah, or yeah. Um yeah, it bums me out that I so often avoid beauty and choose garbage. That's just not a thing I like about myself. But we've we've lamented that enough, so
Yeah.
I'll try not to be too much of a downer about it.
Okay, so before we started, you said that you had a problem or that you were struggling this week. You're having a tough time. I don't know
I
what about, but is it something we can discuss and fix or
Yeah,
work on?
I would love to get your take on this because I was feeling good and I'm in a bit of a lull or whatever. Here's what happened. So 2 weeks ago, I was just coming off of a major move, very painful move, and everything was kind of blown apart. All my habits are gone, all my routines are gone. I'm in a different place physically and all that stuff. So I'm like trying to get my life kind of pieced back together after the stress of moving. So I I had a week where I'm kind of working, kind of still doing moving stuff, and it was fine. I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little bit done, but I really got to sink back into deep work, focus hard, all this stuff. So last weekend, sorry, trying to figure out the timeline. Last weekend, I set a goal. I'm like, look, I've been staying up late. I've been, doing all this stuff. I want to get up at 7 a.m. sharp every single morning. I want to do the couple things of the routine, and then I'm going to sit and I'm going to work for 6 hours. Yeah, I kind of noticed that my good focus time is tends to be in the morning, particularly before lunch. Once I eat lunch, the food kind of hits me. I feel a little groggy. I just get into that kind of afternoon, having a hard time to focus mode. So I'm like, all right, let's just stretch out the time before lunch and really get that like solid morning of really hard deep work, 6 hours. So Monday, up at 7, nail it, working very hard, very focused, fantastic. I eat lunch around 1, and then just I feel fine about the slump. I'm like, all right, I'll just do the easier stuff, no big deal. Kind of finish out the workday, started early anyway. Fantastic, absolutely nailed it. Tuesday, same thing. Up at 7, do the stuff, super hard focus, great. Wednesday, again, same thing. And I'm like, I'm killing it. But mid-morning Wednesday, I'm starting to feel a little bit like it's a little harder than I was expecting at this point. It's fine. I'm still here. I'm still doing it. Thursday, I get halfway through the morning and it was like I just hit a wall. Like I crashed where I lost all desire to do this stuff, could not make myself focus, and I wound up just kind of crashing out for the day. And then since then, it's Monday now, it's been a disaster. Like I'm up late gaming and doing whatever, and just like everything just kind of shattered Thursday. And I'm not trying to absolve myself of just exercising willpower, and I could have chosen not to do that stuff and all that, but like it really felt like I hit a fatigue wall and it all just broke, and I was on such a good routine. So I'm just looking back thinking, all right, what do I do wrong here? What does this week need to look like? I don't know. I was feeling so good, and then it just crashed into feeling so bad. Kind of bummed me out. So what are your thoughts
Okay,
here?
I'm ready to solve all your problems.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Well, I think the you feeling good was the remnants of previous you carrying over. And you're operating in a shell of a routine that worked really well. And but it can't last because it's a different environment. Um I think you just moved into a new place. Your whole world is different now. You're living on a different planet now.
Yeah.
Your walls are different. The background to me when I look at you is totally different. Uh that changes things. Little subtle things that you don't even realize. Even though you have, the same stuff, or actually you said you got rid of a lot of stuff, and you're trying to do the same tasks, your whole world is different. And I
Yeah.
think you need to take some time to explore it and get this sense of discovery in a new place. Explore the subtleties of your new environment and see what new routines or new like mindsets you get into in this new place. Because the old ones, it's not, I mean, I'm sure a lot of things will carry over, but I don't know, everything's new. And you can't, you shouldn't want to just jump right back into old stuff. Take some time to enjoy the new environment and
Yeah.
see what its strengths are and everything. And I don't know, like you could find, I don't know, I haven't been there yet, but there may be different rooms that you go in at different times of the day that give you different, senses of energy, of focus or happiness or calmness or whatever. Like there's you said there's I think you have a balcony now that overlooks the city. That's
Yeah.
cool. How is that being worked into your routine? You didn't have that before. So things are different. And where I bet there's so many little blind spots of your previous routines at your old place where maybe you walked into the backyard and you would sit down for, 30 minutes in the middle of the day or something, and that's how you would recharge. Well, that's gone now, and you probably don't even know, like you don't even notice that it's gone. So there's things missing. Your brain's getting confused. It's not going to work the same way that it did before. You need to totally reset in a really wonderful new way and make it a sense of discovery and start to build an entirely new system on top of this new planet that you have. That
Okay,
makes sense?
that's not what I expected you to say, and that's interesting because if I'm thinking about it from that angle, part of what happened, I said the move was rough, and it really was. This was the worst move that I've ever done. And I got so it went on for so much longer than I expected. It's still happening. I mean, the room behind me looks reasonably clean, and that's because I shoved everything out of the cone of the camera. I mean, there's all this crap still everywhere. So it's been ongoing And I think what happened was the moving and having to do all this stuff took so much longer than I expected. It made me so frustrated. I just had this feeling like I have to get back to the important thing. This is the only thing that matters, is me working on the stuff that I've been working on for years and care about, the main quest, all that. That I kind of just flipped and I was like, forget it, I'm not doing anything. It's just gonna sit here in piles. I don't care. I don't care about the balcony. The floor is still a mess because I haven't cleaned it off yet, so we haven't even been using it. All this stuff. I'm just like, forget it. I have to work. I have to work super hard. And as you said, I didn't really go through any kind of wonderful enjoyment and discovery of my new place and new setup. It was just like kind of a almost a rage quit out of the moving process and all of that. So yeah, that might not have been
Yeah.
the best.
No, no, no. Let's slow it way down. Just take, go into neutral or, first gear, and you're
Yeah.
just coasting. Take 2 weeks off. You don't need to focus or do anything crazy. Your brain is telling you. It's a signal. It's saying, "Hey, clean your damn place. Like put all the stuff away."
Yeah.
And then build on top of that foundation. Because right now your foundation is scattered in a total mess. Go into total slow mode, restart everything. You
Yeah.
can't force this too fast. I think 2 weeks is a great amount of time to just don't have any expectations for yourself, for your like, you know,
Yeah.
productive self. You can do a little bit here or there, but like just chill
Two
and
weeks
enjoy it. And
starting now?
yeah, yeah, 2 weeks right now because you moved in, but you didn't really move in. You need to mentally move in, exist in this new place in a peaceful way because you don't want to start living here off of stress and rage quit. Look at the lighting there. It's beautiful. There's so much natural light. There's plants in the background. It's like it's all light colors. It looks beautiful.
Okay. The fact that I feel so emotionally appalled at taking 2 weeks from now makes me feel like you might kind of have something. So, okay. I'm gonna trust you with this, and rather than try and
Yeah,
go
let it
straight back to
go.
the grindstone. All right.
Let it
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Play your games. Play your games in different areas of the apartment and just chill out.
Okay. I
Any other
will.
problems?
Well, that was a major one for me. Do I have any other problems? No, not to talk about today anyway. We can
Okay.
we can dig through them one at a time.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Well, I want to hear a little bit from you. You seem like you've been in a pretty good spot, so I'm wondering what things are
It
looking like and if there's any gifts you can give us from your high place. Is
okay.
what I'm sensing. You haven't actually said anything, but
I waffle quite a bit, but yeah, currently right now, I'm I've kind of hit this stride where things are going pretty well. And okay, so I wrote down just a list of 5 things. Some of them are kind of repeats, but about 5 things that are working pretty well for me recently. You know how we just get excited about little
yeah,
things?
yeah.
Well, okay. Number one, this uh, this seems like I don't know. It's just been my little hack to everything recently. Is literally just to write like I have this little spot on my whiteboard, which is, center in my living room. It's just like the main focus of my place. It is where I just have a category of what are the 2 or 3 most important things. And I can only write 2 or 3 things and nothing else.
Hmm.
So in the last 3 weeks or so, it's been my book and Patreon video, and before that, it was get out my YouTube video, and so the YouTube video has been removed, and then and the Patreon video has been removed, and I sent out my book updates, whatever. So those 3 things have been crossed off, and then I added uh, my next drawing. So now I'm working on my next drawing, whatever. So I can only add like 2 or 3 things that are the most important of everything to get done.
Hmm.
And I don't know why I haven't been doing this my entire life, but it just totally removes the vague indecision that causes you to turn inward and destroy yourself. And it just gives you this focus because every time you think, oh, what am I doing? What should I be doing? And then you start wandering around, which is a big problem I have. I don't know if everybody has that, but instead of wandering around and torturing yourself for not being productive because you don't know what to do and you can't choose what you're doing in life and you just fall apart, it's just, oh, what's the most important thing? You look at the board, it's that, and then you go do that. And it's like all your problems are solved. You go straight to the most important things and nothing else. And like I mean, you get it, right? But I'm
Yes, I
just
get it.
like, like, I don't know. It's just, it is my way of, I don't know. In describing it, it might be like, it might feel like one of those, productive hacks and this is how to stay super focused all the time, always. But it's my way of staying in the moment and feeling peace because I'm not trapped in indecision hell. It's just, I'm staying focused, but I'm staying in the moment and I'm enjoying it and I'm feeling fulfilled when I'm, working on the most important two or three things. Anyway, so that's number
Okay,
one on
all
my
right,
list.
all right. Look, I wrote it down. I'm a little skeptical that writing two or three things on a whiteboard is going to be life changing, but I'm trusting you this week, so I will figure out my approximation of that. So,
I'll be right.
okay,
Yeah.
let's hear 2 through 5.
Number two, I believe I'm a little late to the game on this, is to use a calendar.
Well,
I feel like pretty much everyone uses a calendar, but I just started using one in the last couple months, or yeah, probably the last 5, 6 months, because I started doing a mentorship with this person. So I had to create this kind of, you know, actual electric digital calendar that I could share with people where people can book me for a certain amount of time or whatever. So I was kind of forced out of my own will to make this thing and force myself to start using a calendar. Well, turns out calendars are really useful and you can plan things on them and then they remind you when you get to that day.
I
It's
hate
it's
calendars
it's
so
an
much.
incredible.
I'm not on board with this at all. I
Ah,
I don't need this stupid Google thing notifying me all the time about doubt.
ah.
But you're clearly feeling good, so fine. I wrote it down, but I don't know. I don't know about that one.
No, it's a rigid schedule. Oh, okay, so this goes into another point of mine, but no, that you got to do this the calendar, but only have things that are good on there. Okay, I mean, I guess whatever. You have to have all the events on there, but all I'm there's okay, so like 2 weeks ago, I had this idea of, oh, I really need to get a print made of my painting that's back there. It, in order to do that, I need professional photography, pictures of the painting, and I don't know how to do that, and I don't have the camera for that. So I need to go somewhere and get it photographed. Well, I've been telling myself to do that for like 2 years, and it's always okay, go do it, and then you never go do it. So 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do this time? I'm gonna put it in my calendar for 2 weeks from now, and that's when I need to figure it out. I totally forgot about it, but 2 weeks later, aka today, it pops up and it's like, go get professional photographs of this painting. Like, damn it. Okay, so I look up a place, I call them, and I schedule stuff, and now I'm set, this weekend I'll take it in, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, technically you don't need the calendar, but it worked for me. Okay,
I
it was
mean, all
amazing.
right, all
So
right. Well, you
it's
didn't
a
ask.
spaced repetition. It's a built-in spaced repetition
Yeah.
thing because 2 weeks out, if you forget about it, it reminds you again, and it feels important again. Whatever, spaced repetition, blah blah blah. Anyway, we're running out of
Oh,
time. Okay, so
okay. All
number two is calendar, and number three is, well, sort of the same thing. Spacewalk tether is what I labeled this one, and
Fun.
basically what it is, I've been constructing my life around the spacecraft. I am the spaceman. And as long as I stay tethered to the spacecraft, I don't float off into space and disappear forever. Allow me to explain. When I get into editing video mode, when I'm making the YouTube videos, or if I was doing a painting or something, I get totally lost in it. I go for a spacewalk,
Hmm.
right? Metaphor. But
Got it.
I've begun, scheduling things to keep me tethered. Like I must create a Patreon video once a month. I must show up to mentor this person, right? So like I can't let them down. So I must be
Mm.
functionable enough to show up to mentor someone. In other
Functioning?
words, I must functionable, is that a word?
No.
I must
Functional or functioning?
functionable. I must be awake enough to not make up words. I don't know. Anyway, I must stick to a schedule enough to where I'm not, totally off the hinges or whatever. I must have to like I must show up for work, right? There are all of those things that are set in stone. That's the spacecraft. But I'm allowed to travel out into space for small periods of time, you know, close to the spacecraft. Where I can go a little bit off the hinges, but then the spacecraft eventually reels me back in and I'm back on schedule. My alarms are set at 5 a.m. I can push them a little bit, but eventually they pull me back to 5 a.m. And does that make sense? You're making a confused face.
No, I'm not confused. Actually, I was just gonna say, as much as the calendar got an eye roll from me, this actually does feel extremely relatable, and I recognize that I very often go out on an untethered spacewalk and wind up, you know, eons away. So
You're
yeah, I think this is a real one.
Yeah, so it's like it's a scale. You're too much spacewalk right now. You need more
Yeah.
spaceship, space
Yeah.
station. You need more concrete stuff to tie yourself to bring you back. And
I
and it yeah.
well, I'm just trying to think of specific for me, like metaphor aside. For you, it's doing the mentorship. Uh, what else did you say?
Well,
Like,
going to work in the mentorship, but
yeah,
going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday with other people, right? So like, and I'll
yeah.
book calls with other people to keep me in place. So it's like, hey, friend, look at my calendar, book a time for this
Mhm.
time, whatever, and we'll have a call. And it's a it's a spacecraft action. It goes on the calendar of, the calendar is part of the spacecraft. Whatever.
Not
Anyway,
not my
if you just think
spacecraft,
about
but
it, but like me getting totally lost in editing mode, I need to
mhm,
break the rules. I need to go a little crazy. And that's me being more
yeah,
spaceman and less space station.
mhm, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
so
think
that's
I
a
for me, I think that's going to be writing and publishing blog posts. Um, Meeting up with friends, going to the gym is something that has fallen off, and it's very likely that that has been part of the crash and burn that I experienced. So, you know,
yeah.
noted. I think you're onto something there. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Number 4. Okay. We're almost out of time. So, number 4 is invite someone to yell at you and then shut up. So, like I think that I have it all figured out. I think that I'm doing everything I possibly can. Am it it's like I think that I have no time for paintings, or I have no time to do Patreon, or I have no time to do this or this or this or whatever. And I think that I have it figured out because I'm me and whatever. But if you ask someone, say, "Hey, what can I what else can I do?" I want you to just roast me. Just rip me apart, rip all of my schedule apart, all of my dreams, everything. Just tell me everything wrong and everything I'm doing wrong and everything I should be doing that I'm not doing. And if you can just shut up and listen and let them destroy you, destroy everything about you, you will it's like it bubbles up and you want to tell them how wrong they are about everything. But if you're able to shut up for a good 24, 48 hours, some of those things you start to incorporate. You start to your point of view gets changed a little bit, and you think, oh, maybe I can do a little bit more. Maybe if I got rid of this thing, I could actually do this. Maybe this, maybe that. Oh, I never thought about that. And your whole point of view starts to shift and break apart a little bit. And I bet just after you talking about how you're in this slump and you're not doing well, you you show it to another person, and I just obliterate it with a different point of view. It doesn't even have to be the right point of view. It's just a different one. And it allows you to see it in a totally different way. And so that's that's number 4. Offer yourself up for destruction and then just shut up. And that is so much harder than it sounds to not defend yourself, but just shut up. Okay, so that's number 4. And number 5, number 5 is little investments, which is kind of a bigger topic, but basically, in summary, it's these dreams that we have, these big, ambitious dreams. Actually, most of us don't even allow ourselves to think ambitiously. We crush the ambition in our dreams and then just whatever, turn it to dust. But with these ambitious dreams that we may have, we they seem so far away and so impossible. But if you just start taking these, or I could say like taking baby steps, right? You take a little baby steps and you get a little closer to it. But I think it's much more valuable to think about it as putting in little investments. Because when you invest a little bit of yourself in something, it's like it hurts to let go of it. So if you start investing in your dreams, not just taking little baby steps, but really investing little pieces of you in this dream, it's like you can't leave it. It's like you become indebted to it. It's like joining a cult, but for good. It it's like okay, maybe I need to be more specific, but it's kind of fun not to be. Um, with like my YouTube channel, right? It used to be terrifying to show up on camera. It's still scary. I mean, it's always going to be scary to show up on camera, but it used to be mind-numbingly terrifying. And it used to be really, really scary to talk about my ideas or to share my drawings, to even post them on Instagram or like just a still photo of my pictures. But I've slowly invested a little bit more and a little bit more into all of these different things, showing up as me on camera, being more creatively myself on camera and in my drawings and sharing stories that are, vulnerable and written by me, right? And they're not always good, but I've invested in showing up for them. And as I'm investing more and more and more into my actual dreams and the things I really, really want to do and that are fulfilling, it's like now the scary thing is to not do them. It becomes much more terrifying to not follow your dreams than to follow your dreams. So it's not just baby steps, it's like emotional investments in them. Just a little bit here and a little bit there, and your tolerance for it goes up like a little bit at a time. You can't take it all in at once, right? Like I'm not ready to have a gazillion followers or a gazillion subscribers. And but it's like I'm only given what I'm ready for or whatever. You see what I mean? Invest in
It,
stuff.
it sounds like you're talking about like when something becomes part of your identity, it's how you see yourself, and it is just I don't know your self image, and so it's not something you're able to let go of because it's kind of built into you, which I feel like it's a lot of work to get there. It's hard to just make that happen, I guess. But I guess that's what you're saying is that you kind of work at it long enough, and eventually that is just sort of how you see yourself, and it's hard to let go of, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess one problem I see a lot of other artists have is that they're just afraid to share their ideas. They're just terrified of it. And I don't, I would say I don't know why, but I mean, I still feel that way
Yeah.
sometimes. And I used to feel that way a lot more. But it's like, if you can just do it a little bit, and start investing in that, um, I don't know, you start to grow acclimated. Start to grow acclimated to that feeling. And then you can take on more and a little bit more, and you can
Yeah.
share more, and you can be more bold, you can be more ambitious, and it just starts to grow. And then by that point, you're so invested that you just have to, follow your dreams, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
I
Anyway,
do feel like there's definitely a confidence element there, and I have always felt like, you know, telling someone to be more confident or just have like that's not really how confidence works. To me, it's more of a practice. Like you do something and you become more comfortable with it, but through the act of doing it, and it is the comfort that leads into confidence. But comfort is attainable because you can just continue to do something and develop the comfort for it. So I yeah, I think I get what you mean there.
yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't just jump to level 10. You have to like slowly invest your way into it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, okay, we can wrap up there.
Okay, great. Um so I took notes on your BuzzFeed top 5 and
Okay, good.
um well, first and this I really did appreciate. I'm going to chill for the next 2 weeks. So first 2 weeks of May and try and get comfortable and explore the environment and find some new routines and things that I like and clean up the floor on the balcony and sit out there and all that stuff. So I'm actually
Total
big part of
zen.
me big part of me really doesn't want to not go hard for the next 2 weeks, but obviously I did it my way and crashed and burned. So I'm gonna do that. And we'll have a mid break check-in next week. So great. And then as far as your 5 things, the whiteboard idea, just writing down what's important to you. I actually really like that. Calendar, don't care about that, not doing that. Space tether thing, great metaphor. Uh, I do actually think I could really benefit from trying to integrate more groundedness because it is easy to really get lost and then you don't realize where you are. So very much noted
Well,
there.
hold on. It's especially you're at an especially high risk of that because you work remote. You're on your own,
Yeah.
so there's much more
Yeah.
spacewalk than there is
Yeah. No, no,
spaces.
no. I totally hear you there. I think that's actually a great thing. Asking someone to roast me, I feel like I get that a lot from you, but I'll see if there's any other opportunities for that. And then I'm not sure what you call this one, but like the slow investment in your identity and all that stuff is, I think I'm pretty well on that path. I mean, it'd be very hard for me to just let go of everything that I'm working on. So, I think I've already kind of absorbed a lot of that. So great. Uh, any challenges, things you want to try and do for next week? Well, I don't know why I'm asking you. You have to listen to an entire album by next week, or the podcast is
Yeah,
over. So there's that. That's for you. But that's really the challenge from last time, or really 2 times ago. So anything else that we want to try and make happen this week?
I can't think of anything specific right now. We should, if anybody has suggestions for a cool challenge that would, you know, benefit people.
Okay, I like that. Yes, the
Yeah.
challenge is for other people to issue a challenge
Yep.
because, yeah,
Yep.
it's hard to come
I
up
mean,
with ideas
yours.
every week.
So obviously, mine is to listen to an album. Yours is to just start literally meditate every day for the next 2 weeks. Maybe that's yours. Honestly, I'll do it too. Meditate every day for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how long it'll be, but I will do at least moments, like at least
Yeah,
several
whatever.
minutes. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Just somehow.
We'll take the
But
time to stop and
also,
do that.
yeah, to be clear, I want suggestions for new challenges.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Everybody, let us know if you did the music challenge. Sorry it took us so long to kind of come back around on that, and then help us with some ideas for future challenges because we're clearly struggling. So great. See you next week.